So I've been hearing a lot about this game called HumanitZ recently, and how it recently just had a really big update that adds horses and a bunch of new weapons and a whole lot of other things into the game. And I decided it was time to give this game a try. I was able to get into this game because a good friend and longtime subscriber, ForgeTech, gifted it to me. So if you're watching this, Forge, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the video. Also, you guys should go check out his channel. He does a bunch of stuff with Fallout 76, builds, and other cool stuff. But today, we will be starting out in somewhat easy location because I'm new to the game and I don't want to die in a few seconds. The character I'll be playing as is myself. I hate the way this shirt looks. I have to get something different soon. Immediately after starting, I got busy searching my surroundings and found items I thought would be of use to me. A pipe wrench, a wooden bow, propane torch, a military backpack with 3 cans of food in it, then a baseball cap. After searching the surrounding area, grabbing this and that, I decided to venture out towards the house across the street and found some really great stuff over there. Found a box of matches, an improvised hammer, some food, a tarp, some new pants, and a full fuel can of gasoline. After I searched the garage, I then moved into the house. Once inside, I went to the fridge and found food inside. Then I found some batteries in the cupboard, some gun parts. Then, best yet, I found a revolver in the living room. Sadly, it had no ammo, but at least I had a gun, so when I did find ammo, we would be ready to go. I searched the rest of the house and found some 12-gauge shells in a backpack and a crowbar in the bedroom. After that, I headed towards the main road, where I spotted another person walking around. Luckily, he was a friendly survivor. His name is Jay, and I decided to trade with him and see what he had. Jay had exactly 1 revolver round for me, and I decided to trade 1 12-gauge shell and a berry I found while exploring the last house we were at. With that, Jay accepted the trade, and I now had exactly 1 round for my revolver. Hey, better than nothing, right? After that, I made my way down the road, on the search for a place to start my base. Not long down the road, I would encounter my first group of Zeeks. Armed with my crowbar, I began going to work on clearing them from the road. After making short work of the Zeeks, I began looting various supplies from the cars on the road, then continued on. After a while, I seen a road jetting off to the left side and decided to go up and see where it led to. It had led to a 2-story white house. There was 1 Zeke outside, which I apparently hit so hard I almost sent her to the moon. After that, I seen an old car sitting there, and I decided to search the trunk, and well, I probably shouldn't have, I guess. A large group of Zeeks from the main road heard the alarm and all swarmed the house. Before I dealt with the swarm, I looted the abandoned camp that I was near and found a crossbow on the ground, some food, and a red bandana. Now, it was time to clear the Zeke horde. After clearing them out, I tried to get into the house, but the door was locked. Not knowing how to pick locks was keeping me from entering, and I didn't want to break a window, but luckily for me, I had a crowbar at my disposal. Once inside, I started searching my new base, and my soon-to-be bedroom, I finally found a new shirt. And I finally could get rid of that ugly shirt I was wearing. Then I found a pair of denim jeans. There was nothing else in the house of note, so with that, I began unloading my inventory and making it my new home. Then I knew I was going to need a fresh water source, so I decided to start gathering materials so I can construct rain catchers with 2 tarps I found earlier. After gathering the supplies I needed to construct the rain collectors, I went to work building them. Immediately threw my empty bottles I had into it so I could get water as soon as there was enough because my character was close to dehydration at that point. Then I built a campfire shortly after so I could clean the little bit of dirty water I had on me, so I had something to keep me hydrated until the rain water was ready. Man, did that toilet water ever taste so good. I knew this place was nowhere near safe because my windows were completely exposed to Zeke attack, so my next project would be making a workshop so I could produce nails for the boards I'd be putting up over my window. I went to the road, beat an old car into a pulp for sheet metal, then went back the direction I first came to deconstruct furniture in the houses for the resources I would need to make my workbench. Finally, I had the materials to complete my project. Once I made it home, I constructed the workbench. Now that it was built, I would be able to begin barricading my windows. It was getting dark, so I barricaded my bedroom window so I would feel a little safe while I slept. Then, after a long day, I went to sleep, resting for the next day. Morning had come, and I continued securing my base. Not long in, I ran out of materials, so I chopped some trees and made more nails so I could finish boarding up the windows. After gathering the supplies, I boarded up the rest of the window. The boards were finally over the window, and I felt safer already, now that a random Zeke couldn't just jump through and murder me anytime they feel like it. Next on my list was to update my security a step further and add somewhat of a barrier around the window and in front of my home to keep Zekes from being able to break through my boards or my front door. I decided to put log stakes around my house to keep them at bay. This would be a huge undertaking, as they require a bunch of resources, but I knew that you can't ever be too safe when it comes to security of your base. So I laid down the blueprints of where I would put them. Then I got to work gathering materials. In the middle of gathering materials, however, 2 Zekes attempted to break into my house. I dealt with them and knew that it was that much more important to get these barricades up, because the hordes were only going to get bigger and bigger. After gathering some supplies, it got too dark to continue, so I went to sleep, only to be woken up by the cold air and snowfall that had snuck up on me in an instant. I lit my campfire in a poor attempt to keep me warm. The winds picked up and blizzard had begun. I was going to need a heat source that I could put inside to warm me up, while being protected from the elements at the same time. So, I began building a cook stove. I went back out into the blizzard and started gathering resources I needed to build the stove. After gathering everything I needed, I constructed it in my kitchen. I now had a way to keep warm from the harsh winter temperatures running wild outside. After a while of warming up by the fire, the harsh winds calmed, and I was able to go back outside and gather materials again. Finally, after a whole day of gathering resources and placing them on the blueprints, the log barricades were completed. I now felt way safer knowing the Zekes couldn't easily get in the boards on the windows, and instead they'd have to go through an entire barricade before they could even begin to attack the boards. And by that point, I'd be out there bashing their brains in. I realized how dark it was in my room, and sometimes I'd like to be able to see at night while in my room. So I decided to make a standing torch. I placed it by the window, and yeah, when it lights up, it makes my house shine like a beacon, but hey, it couldn't hurt anything, right? After all that, I decided to turn in for the night, so I could get rest for the project I had planned ahead. It was now day 5 since we started, and I was starting to get low on all the canned goods I had found in the beginning. I knew I was going to have to do something soon or I would starve, so I decided to make stick traps and place them around the outskirts of my base, in different locations. I baited the traps and they were set. Now it would be a waiting game, but waiting in this world will get you killed. Action must be taken. With that, I decided to do one more thing to up my base's current security, and that was gather sheet metal to place over the boards to barricade my windows to the max. So I set off to gather more materials and any food I may come across. As I was gathering some, however, a couple of Zekes heard me, so I had to take action. After I dealt with them, I went back to the home to grab a bite to eat when suddenly a horde of Zekes happened upon my base and began attacking my barricades. I finished off the horde and took a couple of hits in the fight, but I was alive, and that's all that mattered. One thing was for sure, the hordes were getting bigger and my presence in the area was drawing their attention. With that being a reason more than ever to upgrade my windows with sheet metal, I went ahead and continued my project. After a little work, the windows were fully covered in sheet metal. With that being done, I realized I had no storage container for random materials I found, other than the trunk and the sedan that almost got me killed when I first got here, so I decided to build a storage container with the remaining supplies I had. After that, I hung around the base because I knew it would be too dark soon, and I turned in for the night after a good day of progress was made. It was now day 6, and I was sick and starving. Spring had finally come, and I knew I had to go out there and find some food before I starved to death, so I ventured out in search of supplies I desperately needed. Down the road from me, I found a tiny group of houses, but sadly there were Zeeks around them, so I had no choice but to fight them. After I dealt with them, I made my way into the home. To my relief, I found 2 cans of food and a water bottle. I began eating one of the cans of food when all of a sudden, gunshots started going off outside. I panicked, grabbed what I could, and hopped out the back window and ran to another house that was behind the one I was just in. A Zeke attacked me, and I took it out. But then, I found out where the shots were coming from. I got hit and ran for my life. After running far enough away, I had to rip my hoodie and stop the bleeding. Now I knew the Zeeks aren't the only ones noticing my presence in the area. After patching myself up, I made my way back to my base, only to find what looked like another abandoned camp with what appeared to be a Jeep at it. I wouldn't know the condition until I got closer, so I decided to clear out the Zeeks and take a look at what all it needed. After clearing the Zeeks, I discovered the Jeep needed a fan belt, battery, and a starter. Its condition wasn't bad at all. I opened my map and marked it down so I could come back later when I had the parts. After that, I continued my way back to my base, and when I got back, I decided to check my traps to see if they had caught anything, and to my surprise, 2 of the traps had actually caught something, and I got one raw meat each. After that, I went inside and unloaded all my supplies into my home, except for the pair of binoculars I found. I took those to my roof and tried them out. They are extremely cool to use. There is more things to do, more places to go and loot, but for now, I rest by the fire. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please snipe the like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to leave a comment, because that comment and the likes and just everything will help this video get into the algorithm. And hey, share this video with your friends if you guys enjoyed it. It would really mean a lot to me. If you guys want to go a step further to support the channel, you can always leave a super thanks down below, or you can donate to my Ko-Fi, which will be linked in the description. And you can join my Discord server, where we all hang out in there sometimes and chat. And eventually I will be doing multiplayer videos on this game as well. So if you want a chance to join over there, well, we all need to be in the voice chat together. So if you want to join over there, you can. I'd like to try to get this video up to 15 likes. If we get 15 likes, we will continue my story in the apocalypse of HumanitZ. So 15 likes, and we'll do another 7 days and see what's going on. But anyway, guys, thank you. I will see you all in my next video. Peace!